Basically, we're based out of the 4-3 look. We're a quarters coverage unit. Our base fronts are shade and rub. Basically, shade plays us in a 9, rub plays us in a 6. Talk to our kids and stuff, ID and primary support and secondary support with our guys. Philosophically, one thing Greg and I, have always believed in, obviously stopping the run first. That's what everything is predicated on, how we play, causing turnovers and eliminate big plays. It's a big part of our mantra. And then, as we talked a little bit earlier about being creative, as far as chaotic, disruptive, we have our guys up front, try to play over the line of scrimmage, take chances. We do some things there. Linebackers will have to make them right. And, the way everything kind of fits in, the safeties will make the linebackers right as well. Basically how we do it, all things being equal, we play our base front and our base coverages. And as long as we can play well and hold up in our base stuff, that's what we do. If we struggle at all versus a run in our base stuff, then we'll go to our line movements. That's our second deal. And then if we're still struggling, that's when we'll incorporate some pressure. When you look at us, we're not a big pressure team at all. As long as we've got a front four that can play well and we feel holding up in the back end, that's how we play. And then, we get moved on, we'll start line movement, do some line games. And then, if all else fails, then we'll start to bring pressure. Like I talked about, this is what we talk about. We call it a team mantra because the offense and defense is what we do. These are the three things we talk about all the time, and winning the turnover battle, winning the big plays, and then, it's always subjective, but winning a line of scrimmage. We put a big emphasis on this stuff, and, it's always interesting after a win or loss when we go back, no matter how many yards we've given up or how much, our offense has done. At the end of the day, these three things really stand out as whether we were successful or not. So that's kind of what we hang our hat on. I'm going to take you through the first couple clips here are some split zone stuff. Our base call is shade 4. This is versus 11 personnel, happens to be an FSL deuce Y offset. But again, it's true quarters coverage for us in the back end. All right, obviously, and I'll show you the tight. We set our front to the off Y here, so we're 3 and 5 to the field. Backside, we're shading 5. The stand-up guy is our dog. You see him on the top of the screen there. That's our dog. Our defensive end happens to be a little bit more heavier plugger type guy. Again, so we're in straight quarters here across the board as we motion across. Again, our initial fits in 4. Again, we talk about our primary support. Our primary support will be our Sam and our Mike backers. All right. And then it's either going to be the free safety or the outside linebacker, which we call our buck. All right. So those will be, our 4 down, and then our primary support will come either from the free safety or the buck linebacker on the outside. Again, this is just some split zone. Again, we're a big spill mentality team. So again, you'll see us here trying to get underneath the puller. Basically, in our base concept, we're a chase team to the low shade, and we're a hold team to the 3 tech side. Basically, we like to spill everything to the outside here, so we do get the gap exchange up top between our dog and our Sam linebacker. Again, the backside, you can see the free safety working to get inside to his fit. Those would be the 7 that'll handle the run game. Again, you can see our buck feather a little bit. He's responsible for 2 to the flat, so he'll get a little bit of width. What we do on the outside here as our secondary support guys between our buck linebacker to the field and our hero to the field, they're making basically a read force out there. So it'll either be backer or sky, depending on how we want to play it, as to who will be the secondary support guy in on that side. But our primary fitters on this will be the Sam, the Mike, and the free. Again, so our primary gaps right now, as we see it, the Mike linebacker is a strong side A, 44. The Sam linebacker, which is what we call him, into the boundary. It's the Sam, the Mike, and the buck in our defense. So the Sam linebacker is a B gap defender on that. And then again, front side, we've got the 3 tech. And then anytime that we don't have a Y attached to the line, we're going to play a loose 5 to a 3 technique side. We won't bury him in there because we've got the 3 technique sitting to him. So we don't want to over get that too tight. So we'll play a loose 5 with him there. So he's going to actually be the crease player on that. And then, you know, as far as force here right now, it's a backer call. All right. So we know that we're getting everything spilt out to the backer in this. As motion comes across there, once we loosened him, it became sky, sky, sky to the field. So we're going to go ahead and feather the buck. And then any type of cutback we fit with a secondary support with the safety, which you see coming in on the right side of your screen. As far as how we play, you know, again, back to them, we're in a chase mode here. So again, we're going to chase everything down and we're going to try to spill. So again, you see number 12 here trying to get underneath the puller. Does a good job. We try to get underneath and try to pry up with him with his inside arm and try to pry that thing up. He does a good job right there. Again, you can see his belly key this with the Sam linebacker. And then the safety's working down 23, fitting off of the backer.
Joe, I got a question for you real quick. Yeah. So let's say you're getting this same action, but the team isn't running split zone. They're running the split where they're taking the Y. He's not trying to block the defensive end, but he's sealing around for 44.
Yeah.
How will 44 fit that concept? Because it should end up being a pull read for the quarterback, right? Your end's diving down on the back.
Yep.
The Y's coming around to block 44. Would you try to still spill that, or would you try to box that, or he would just hit it and the safety would try to make him right?
What we try to do is on that, and we see a lot of it. We just call it split zone bluff. All right. And again, we don't get a piece from him. So with 44, we're going to go ahead. If we get bypassed on this, he knows that he's got the safety behind him in sky support. So he's going to spill it to the safety.
Okay.
And if he screws up, then the safety's got to make him right. So if he goes and tries to hammer it, then the safety's got to fit inside him. The safety's got to make him right. But we try to keep this thing tight with 44 here. And if they do try to bypass him, David, we try to spill it to 23.
Okay.